guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah, and today, as you can read by the title, I'm doing the stripped down challenge. And if you don't know what that is, it's just where you talk personally for 10 minutes, and yeah, and you can't edit anything, and that drives me crazy because I edit a lot out of my videos. So yeah, let's get started from when I was born. Not basically born, but when I was little, and yeah. Okay, so first we have moved a ton of places. I mean, different states, different places in different states. We've moved a ton of places, okay? So let me start. We first lived in Alliance, Ohio, and everything was cool, and I lived there till I was 4 years old. And somebody, my cousin, he was like 12 or something like that, did something to me. And when I was like 3 or 4 or something like that, and I don't even remember because I don't think anyone really remembers when they were 4 or 3 years old. So my dad told my mom, if we don't move, I think I'm going to literally kill him. Like, it's either he dies or we move. So we moved, and we moved to North Carolina, and everything was pretty good. I'm sorry. See, I would have totally edited that out. So we moved to North Carolina. Everything was cool. I mean, we lived in this little apartment. I mean, we've never been a rich family, like, ever. So for some reason, we packed up all our stuff and went to Florida, and we went to Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, everything was good. Again, we lived in a little apartment. Everything was just fine. And then we moved to Palm Coast in Florida. It's kind of by Daytona. And then that's when we started to really struggle. We lived in a hotel for 2 years. Just a hotel. I mean, nothing marvelous, just a hotel. And, oh my God, I'm yawning so much. So we moved into a hotel, and things got kind of rough for us, I would say. And then my mom's life friend told us to move to Texas. Okay, she told us to move to Texas, because there's this really nice job that pays a lot of money, that my dad could work at. So we pack up all of our stuff again and move to Texas. Okay, so once we get there, ends up there is no job. She was lying for no apparent reason. Okay, we're living in this really dumpy trailer that is hot, and it has no air conditioning in the room that we're staying in, and it's nasty, and we just get so mad. And then we move back to Palm Coast. Okay, we are living in the hotel again. We live in the hotel for probably another 5 months or something like that. And yeah, and then we move into a house. It is not a big house, it's a little house. And we were just very frustrated with everything that has went on in our lives, and nothing has really went that great. So my dad has always been into judo, jiu-jitsu. My brother has been doing wrestling since he was 3 years old. So I felt like I needed something, and I wanted to get all the anger out. So I started judo. And I had something in me that I didn't even know. And I was banging out competitions. I was, beating, getting medals, getting awards. I'll actually show you this. Dang it. Okay, wait 1 second. See, this is where I'd edit crap out. This is kind of annoying. Oh God, this isn't right. Oh God. Oh God, it's freaking scary, dude. Oh my God. Yo, I'm standing on a rolly chair. Like, just stand. Oh, I almost fell. Oh my god, I'm so freaking scared right now. I can't. I literally cannot. I hate that song. I can't. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I can't show you it because it's pinned up against the wall and I can't grab it. But I can grab this though. I can show you a couple of my awards. I only have one in my room, but okay. So an example is this, the Victor Huber Jiu-Jitsu. I took something like second place or something in that, and there were a lot of people there. So there's my medal for that. And then I started busting out competitions and winning here and there. And then all of a sudden, my coach wanted me to, well, not my coach, I'm sorry, my sensei wanted me to join in a state championship tournament. And I was thinking, oh my god, you think I'm going to win in a state championship? Like, no. And so I went in it anyway, and I go in the state championship, and I fight all these girls, and guess what happens? I win the state championship. I'm number 1 in Florida for the judo state championship. And I was surprised, and it was just, I was surprised. So everything was really good, and then for some reason we moved to Bradenton. Okay, so when we moved to Bradenton, we live in the most crappiest house, I swear. I don't even know why we moved to Bradenton. And my dad was always gone. He was working. I never see him. And then we got this dog, okay? Now remind you, this dog is a Rottweiler. I love Rottweilers. They're my main dog that I love. I loved that dog to death. It was my one and only, like, I just loved it. And it loved our whole family. And, yeah, we loved that dog, and it was the best thing in the world. Whenever me and my brother get off the bus, it'd jump up and lick us and be so happy to see us. For some reason, then we moved to the Keys. Okay, so we moved to Key Largo. We had to get rid of the most precious dog that I love. Okay, so we had to get rid of the dog. When we moved to Key Largo, we lived in the smallest trailer. Okay, I mean the smallest, dumbiest trailer. Me and my brother had to share a room. I mean the room was not even as big as my room. My room's not even that big. And it's just really, it was really hard time from us. And like, we struggled so much on money, and I never see my mom. I never see my dad because they were both at work trying to make as much money as they can. And then we moved to Islamorada in the Keys. There we moved into a nicer trailer, but it was not a nice trailer. It was just a nicer trailer from the trailer that we lived in Key Largo. So when we got there, again, I would never see my mom. I would never see my dad. And everything was rough. It's always been a money problem in our family. And then we moved into a condo, which was pretty nice. It was a pretty nice condo. It was upstairs, downstairs, but it wasn't really big. My brother had his own room. I had to share a bedroom with my parents, which was really hard. And then for some reason, we moved to Cape Coral. We moved to Cape Coral, and we lived in this little house. And, like, that's when, like, my parents kind of just stopped talking to each other. And, like, for some reason, and they would never talk to each other. Like, they wouldn't fight, but they never talk. My mom would sleep on the couch. Actually, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. We didn't have a couch. Okay, we didn't have furniture either. I mean, my parents were out busting every night, but all the money was just going to bills, and it was hard. So then that is when we moved to Marco Island, which is where I live now. Okay, let's say I did not move into this house right away. Okay, what we did actually is we moved into Mariner. Mariner is this tiny, tiny little condo that was very hard. Again, my parents were even really talking to each other. I'm sorry, let's go back to Cape Coral. In Cape Coral, I got sick. I mean, sick. Okay, where I can't breathe, I couldn't really move. Okay, so they took me to the hospital. I was admitted in the hospital for about a week. I was originally sick for 2 months. I had breathing treatments, I had inhalers, I just laid in a bed for 2 months. When my cousin and my aunt and my uncle came down, I couldn't even move, I couldn't do anything with them. Then my grandma came down, I still couldn't do anything. So remind that, I was sick for 2 months, and I was in the hospital for 7 weeks, and it was so hard for all of us. Okay, so let's go to Marco Island. So when we moved to Marco Island, we moved to Mariner, very, very small place. Then we moved to Sebring condos. When we moved to Sebring condos, we didn't have enough money to really afford it, so my dad would go all the way to Cape Coral and just make money, and he'd be gone for a couple of weeks, and it'd be very hard on us, and we'd hate it, and I'd never see him, and I never really see my mom. My mom would go to work at 4 o'clock and come home at 12, and she'd send us to go to McDonald's to get chicken because we had nothing for dinner, and then we moved to, what's it called? Can't think of it. It's another apartment. We moved to an apartment, okay, that's cool, it's cool. And then we moved to another apartment, don't know the name of it. Then we moved to another apartment. We were moving probably every week or so from apartment to apartment just to try and find a better deal. Okay, so then we find this house, okay? And this house, it is a really big step up from where we've been. Then my dad got this job. At Walker's Marina. So we started to really be doing good in money. Then we started to get a little bit more wealthy, and we started making around $1,400, I guess, every 2 weeks, and my mom was banging out at most $160 a night whenever she worked, because she was a server. Well, she is a server. She was still a server. So yeah, and then we moved here, and then I got sick again. The same thing, couldn't breathe. Was admitted in the hospital for 7 days. Again, really hard on us. I'm sorry, let's move back to one of the condos. One of the condos, I found out that my aunt, my dad told me that my aunt had this condition to where she can only live for another 6 or 7 years. That really tore us down, like bunches. And then let's go back to the keys. We got a call, and my uncle, not my uncle, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My cousin, my second cousin, he passed away in a motorcycle accident, and it was the hardest. So let's go back to Marco Island. Now we live here, and everything's good, and we have a dog, and our family is happy again, and my mom and dad are talking again, and everything's just okay. And guess what? We're moving to Colorado. So God help us on that journey. Yeah, we're moving to Colorado. I want to move to Colorado. I don't know why. We're like nomads. But yeah, that's basically my strip down challenge, and I'm just telling you everything about it. No edits in here, which is gonna kill me. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.